Alright, well, I don't have my card today. I took the alternator off of it yesterday. It's under warranty. Gotta bring that in and have them give me a new one. So I can't do a video the normal way I do, but this will be an audio. And this is an interesting article from a website out of Greece. Gold trade in financial squad crosshairs by Evgenia Zortzi. I think that's how you say that. The hundreds of gold traders and pawn shops that have sprung up across Greece over the last 3 or 4 years are rapidly making it into the police's crime bulletins on an almost daily basis. Behind many of the garish store signs advertising "I buy gold," found on almost every main street in every neighborhood in the country, which is abundantly clear, is that the laws and regulations stay at the door, as authorities in Greece find themselves stymied by the massive trade in gold and unable to get a grip on the number of such stores that are cropping up or the manner in which they go into business. The Bank of Greece, which is responsible only for gold traded for investment purposes, has recently been taken by surprise by the surge in the domestic gold market, but there's little it can do as the street trade in gold is beyond its jurisdiction. Now notice how it said the central bank, basically, the Bank of Greece, Greece's central bank, has been taken by surprise by the surge in the domestic gold market. Wow. Yeah, I guess they've been listening to Bernanke because they always thought gold was tradition. Therefore, I'm sure the Bank of Greece also probably thought gold was tradition. And now this tradition is doing something else that I too will call tradition. And that tradition is when the economy and that kind of thing goes out the window, paper money fails, debt wreaks havoc, in comes gold and silver, true money. That is what I call a tradition. So let me continue. What is under its jurisdiction is the protection of credit, and according to the interpretation of this task in Law 3601 from 2007, this also applies to pawn shops, as it is the duty of the Bank of Greece to issue licenses only to certified professionals. We can't have all these sheeple out there trading gold. Oh, no. We have to have certified professionals, and only them. And we, the state, will issue licenses to anyone that we deem that qualifies for that. Of course. Continuing on. The people actually practicing the trade, however, and even those doing so legally, evoke a regulation issued by the police in 1996 that allows the Greek police to issue licenses for shops that buy or trade in gold or act as pawnbrokers, differentiating between those who hold valuables for 1 month and those who can hold them for up to 6 months. Even so, the number of licenses issued by the police in recent years in no way justifies the number of stores that are operating in the country, which a recent survey showing that in Attica alone, which is some city, I guess, alone, there are currently more than 4,500 establishments trading in gold. Now, as you and I both know, Greece is tiny compared to a lot of countries, especially like America. It's, Greece is the size of one of our states, basically. I mean, seriously. In this one area known as Attica, Attica, there are currently more than 4,500 establishments trading in gold. I can take you throughout Tampa, Florida, which is a pretty large city, and the surrounding areas. I'll even include those. And there's not a chance in hell that you would even find 1,000, much less 4,500. I'd be hard-pressed to find maybe 100 total. So, back on this article. Even more obscure than the actual number of such stores operating in Greece is the manner in which they set up shop and do business, as it appears that the only thing most proprietors do is declare their business with the tax authority. The police, meanwhile, appear to conduct spot checks only on the establishments it has on its list, which certainly aren't the 4,500, maybe like 100 of those. The fact is that The majority of these new pawnbrokers rarely follow the rules, not even in a rudimentary manner, such as keeping the item for the agreed period in its original condition, informing the customer prior to a sale, or maintaining the record of the item that the customer has handed over. The anarchy that prevails in this newly booming sector also raises question as to whether the standards of the gold trade are being adhered to when the precious metal is sold to or purchased in the form of valuables or melted gold, and whether certificates of quality are issued, and if so, are they accurate. So notice how it says the anarchy that prevails in this newly booming sector, not this newly declining sector, but it says the anarchy that prevails in this newly booming sector. And I've already told the story a while ago now. It's well over a year, probably 2 years ago, about the collapse of Argentina. I've spent a good amount of time in one of my videos talking about that, which happened in 2001. Their dollar was 1-to-1 with our dollar. They got screwed by the bankers, namely the IMF, the central bank of the world, which we would know as the World Bank, and the IMF. And overnight, literally overnight, they woke up, announcement made, banks were shut down for a little while. Our dollar, the current Argentina peso, takes 3 of those for $1 US. So some of the people said, aha, we still win because we had US dollars in this bank account and some Argentine pesos in this account. Thank God, because now we have 3-to-1 in our bank account over here in this Argentinian bank that was filled with US dollars in my account. And then they found out, no, the government took those and is issuing you the Argentine pesos instead. And they said, well, that's okay because I'll get 3-to-1. No, not quite. They took your dollars, US dollars, and are giving you 1-to-1 value of Argentine pesos to US dollars, even though it's 3-to-1. Have a nice day. Now, if you were a person in Argentina at the time, which was 2001, 2002, late 2001 and then 2002, and said, I don't trust the banking system, I don't trust these scumbags in government and the bankers themselves, excuse me, I'm going to keep my money in my house in a safe, then in that case you would have been fine, because you would have had American dollars in a safe or whatever in your house. They couldn't have had their greasy, grimy hands on it. So what happened in Argentina, people did basically what I just read here, where there's 4,500 shops in one city alone, one area alone. There was a black market or gray market for precious metals, and that also included jewelry, gold and silver jewelry, that just sprung up all over the place. And naturally, with a black market, you could expect that people who are bad guys wanting to go in and steal or, do something like that. It's not like you're going to have a shop sign up that says, I buy and trace gold here. It's going to be one of those things on the street that everybody knows where to go in this particular area kind of thing. At least in Argentina, that's how it was. And they would even set up like mini, not really flea markets, but like down on the end of a street, they would just set up shop, bunch of tables, and just barter and trade things. And of course, you'd find the gold and silver people there too, who would take jewelry, sell jewelry, and those people did well. So it happened there, and that was 2001, 2002. Gold and silver comes out again. Here we have it in Greece, which is what the rest of the EU is fixing to face here shortly. And they're doing it again. So 6,000 years of history, gold and silver being money, is proven once again to be accurate and true. It is not a tradition for central banks to store gold because they want to just store some heavy thing in their vaults. No. They store it because they know what time it is. And they're storing a lot more of it recently, by the way. Big time. Because they know that whatever currency or currencies they come out with next, for all the countries or the world or however they do it, is absolutely, positively going to be backed by gold and or silver, or both. Not or silver. I'm sure that it'll be gold or gold and silver. Regardless, if it's just gold, silver automatically goes up with it. It just always does. So I just want to share that with you and let you think about that for a little bit. Take care.